Hello, Religious Ed Congress. Hello, Lisa. I hope everyone's enjoying this faith-filled event. My name is Edgar Guzman from the Diocese of Fresno, just a few hours up north on the 5, and the face of Catholic Spill. I had my first media and church experience interning for our diocese TV station, KNXT. I had the privilege of interviewing Matt Maher, hosting a Telly Award-winning documentary of about One Life LA. That's a pro-life march here in Los Angeles, and hosting a few different programs for them. This limited experience sparked a larger flame that turned into Catholic Spill, a startup media source geared towards the church and especially the youth and young adults. Pope Francis has spoken about being a missionary disciple. A missionary, someone who is serving where it is necessary with the talents that they have, and disciple, someone who is perfecting a craft from someone who has already perfected it. You and I are attempting to perfect the craft of love from someone who has already perfected it, Jesus. Go and make disciples of all nations. That is a command from Jesus to the church, and you and I are the church. I understand a missionary disciple to be someone of goodwill, someone who is trying to love all of humanity, an individual who knows that they are broken, but still seeks God to fix them, not just once, but time and time again. When creating content for Catholic Spill, I want to convey that message. As Christians, we are called to show and be love in all that we do and think and say. Love is the result of trust, which comes from communicating the truth, which requires vulnerability. But none of those connections can happen if we cannot communicate, and no communication can happen if there is no relationship. Through the 4 goals of Catholic Spill, to educate, communicate, humanize, and to highlight everyday Christians, we seek to form that relationship with our viewers. A relationship happens one-on-one. Now, how do we do that when our platform caters to hundreds of millions of people? We have to do our best to speak to our viewers on a personal level. And through my music and speaking engagements, I have learned that the best way to do that is to think of myself, my questions, my doubts, my worries, my feelings, because many of us relate to one another based off our similar experiences. If I become vulnerable, a message of love will be produced. If Catholic Spill is highlighting an event, the most loving thing Catholic Spill can do is to let the organizers be heard and to make an invitation that can be welcoming to all who may come across it. If I'm highlighting an individual, again, the most loving thing Catholic Spill can do is to listen and allow them to tell their story. Now, for my personal social media accounts, some of the same principles carry over, but I'm definitely more selfish on my social media. I'm usually just posting about soccer, my cool numbers on my car's odometer, and concerts. How do we reach the church, especially the youth and young adults? It's a question that's not just asked at the parish level, but at the diocesan level. It's a question that's always being asked, and the answer is always changing. Pope Francis calls us to go out to the peripheries and serve there. Or, also a beautiful quote, we must meet them where they are. For us in the media world, our whole platform is the peripheries, not because it is the outer limit, but because the individual who may be using it, they could be the ones on the peripheries. Media reaches almost everyone, and I believe there is no greater tool to use than media. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Lisa.